And realizing that it's not unique to just you.
It's a universal human experience,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not we recognize it. Every human.
So what is trauma?
Basically, it's when anything in your life, anywhere along your life, wherever you are, it doesn't matter, even in utero, all the way up until the last breath, comes into your awareness or into your experience that is too much too soon, too much for too long, or too little for too long. And it's particularly traumatic when those experiences are one of intolerable affect or emotion without attunement. So when those experiences, too much too soon, too much for too long, or too little for too long, are experienced as intolerable to the self, and then the self is found without attunement, without somebody to go through it with them, then we have the full recipe for trauma. Trauma has one of the most direct and significant impacts on the developmental process. When something like that comes into our experience, it is frozen in time. We can't understand it. The very reason it's traumatic, remember, because it's intolerable without attunement. That means we can't handle it, that's intolerable, and we don't have attunement to help us regulate and understand it. So it's frozen in time. The body's going to trap that experience and hold on to it, almost in a snow globe, to say, I can come back to this as many times as I need to try to understand it. But while that's going on, I'm going to have reactions, I'm going to have big defenses around it, because I can't let somebody distract me away from what happened, because it was the worst thing I'd ever experienced. If your snow globes were your bedroom's decorations, every day we're going back, and before you got in bed, you looked at each snow globe. And that then shaped the way you're going to experience the next day. So when we're talking about these children that are having these big reactions, I really want to see their snow globe collection. I want to see the memories. I want to see the moments in time that they trapped for further investigation, because their nervous system, their body is trying so hard to understand one of the worst experiences of their life. Even if it was just my hand was smashed in the car when I was 3. Well, that was really awful for that 3-year-old. And especially the way that mom yelled at me because I shouldn't have had my hand there anyway. Well, now I feel like it's my fault. And so now we have all of these complex dynamics unfolding in the developmental process of that 3-year-old. And now they're 6 and they're wondering why they're afraid of cars, and they don't like when their mom raises their voice. You start looking at it through that lens, you see the snow globe collection. You start to say, this makes a lot of sense. I'm so sorry. It's been 3 years that you've been so afraid of this. Be in community. You are in connection with people that have been exposed to things that you yourself have not. And so to then make a connection with them, you now get a by proxy invitation into greater understanding, greater knowing. And when that community is diverse, now we have something really special. Beyond Healing is the practice that me and then 3 other people co-own together. That is a therapy practice, but it's also a training practice for community members as well as therapists all across the map. But the most sort of entry-level training that we have is called Trauma-Informed Care. And we have multiple formats and offerings of that training, and you can find it at beyondhealingcenter.com.